I'm back in Washington, having appeared last night on the World Affairs Today cable television show. This morning, unfortunately, we've just come in out of the rain, standing in DuPont Circle next to the memorial of Mahatma Gandhi, who in India is revered as the father of the nation. You know, people ask me, David, why is the 7 Arts of Change process successful every time? And my answer is, I believe it's because the arts themselves are based on fundamental, ethical, universal principles. In an organizational setting, this means treating every individual with dignity and respect, and that includes training, education, and financial literacy. This gives them the tools to succeed. You know, the underlying foundations for change really echo the teachings of Mahatma Gandhi, who, remember, drew his inspiration from many spiritual traditions around the world. And it was Mohandas Gandhi who was the source of inspiration behind the vision and action of Dr. Martin Luther King, whose own memorial will soon be dedicated just a few blocks from this location. Consider the notion of the Judeo-Christian Golden Rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. This means to put yourself in the place of the other person in order to understand their needs first. Understanding needs is critically important at the start of any change process. Amazingly, Confucius actually coined the silver rule, which was a similar principle of reciprocity to put yourself in the place of the other, as recorded in the Confucian Analects. And in the Buddhist tradition, a central doctrine is the notion of anatman, or selflessness. To be selfless, again, is to put yourself in the place of the other person. Let's face it, anywhere in the world, people are positively and effectively led to change when you understand needs first. This is the reason why the first art, the art of preparation, is solely focused on understanding needs. And you know, to underscore the point, just consider the inverse of the same principle. Why is it that people anywhere in the world instinctively and naturally resist the rule of a dictator? We find this today in Egypt, Syria, Yemen, Libya. The underlying principle is that people will resist change if they know that the people leading the change have no interest in understanding their needs, or better yet, understanding the needs of the relationship. When resistance is at work, people understand there's no effort to connect, no effort to build trust between the leaders of change and those expected to execute the change. In the organizational setting, this dictator situation is evidenced by your typical autocratic manager. The manager who yells, who creates fear and intimidation in the workplace, who threatens you with your job. If you don't do this, this will happen. Have you ever been threatened with your job? How did that make you feel? Such a person is not a leader. Such a person somehow feels emboldened that their position and title gives them the force of truth. The real force of truth is what Mahatma Gandhi called satyagraha. And the cornerstone of this change process is the notion of ahimsa, or nonviolence. Remember, it was ahimsa, nonviolent means of protest, that enabled Dr. King to lead the civil rights movement in this country. It is my hope that the 7 Arts of Change, being based on universal principles, will help you to effectively lead change, whether it's in the business workplace, in education, in government, or perhaps most importantly, in your daily life. Thank you.